Hey guys, Crazy Postman here. Well, many moons ago, I had a Starlink. In fact, I still have a Starlink, as you can see here, but I haven't used it in years. When it first came out, I was all excited, and of course I pre-ordered it. Was in one of the first few waves of people to get their Starlink. And it was awesome. And I used it about a year, actually exactly 1 year in 2001. Or 2000. I think I ordered it in 2000 and I used it in 2001 for a year. It was pretty fun experiencing this from the beginning. But after I used it for a year and got all the content I could out of it, you know, I live in a city, so I have fiber internet here, and, you know, Starlink back in the beginning, you know, it wasn't the greatest. There would be times when there was no satellites for a few minutes, and you know, nowadays that's not a problem at all because they have thousands and thousands of satellites up in space now. Like I said, this thing has just been sitting in my closet. Well, I got an alert from Starlink in my email. Let's go over that real quick. So this is the email I received from Starlink that says, plug in Starlink for a critical update. It goes on to say an important update is required for your Starlink. This update is part of ongoing improvements for security, performance, reliability. Please follow these simple steps. And it really is simple. It says, place your Starlink outside and plug in. And that's pretty much it. You do not need to be in a perfectly clear view of the sky to receive the update. Check the app for progress. The update will automatically download and install in about 15 to 30 minutes. It is critical you perform this software update before November 17th, or your Starlink will no longer function. So this is a critical firmware update to keep this Starlink connected to the satellites. And then a little bit further down, you can see which Starlink terminal they've determined this update is needed on. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna unpack this thing, and I'm gonna go set it up outside and see if we can get it caught up on firmware. Now, this thing is going to be 4 years out of date. So it's got a lot of firmware to catch up on. We have a few days to do it before the deadline gets here. I may even reactivate the service and see if I can use this old dish in 2025. All right, let's open it up and reminisce. All right, this thing is quite large. Ugh. Let's see, how does it even open? Oh, we got the cable, it seems. I actually wound this up. I'm proud of myself. Got the instructions here in case I couldn't remember. Here's our pole mount. I had to pay extra for this. I don't remember how much it was, but I had to pay extra for that. Here is the OG Starlink router. Made in Taiwan. Stainless steel. This was back when I still had my Cybertruck reservation. I wouldn't be disappointed for a few more years that I couldn't afford it. It was supposed to be $59,000. I don't even remember what this is. Power supply. And here is the giant old original dish. Ah, still has some bird poop on it. Look at there. Wow. This thing is huge. Now, I thought there was a tripod stand somewhere. I must have that somewhere else. Yeah, there's nothing else in the box. We're gonna have to look for the tripod stand. Now I'm gonna have to wipe this bird poop off of it that's been there for years. So I got everything out here in the backyard that I need. We got the dish, we got the router, and I got some power. I searched for like an hour and I could not find the tripod for the dish. I'm gonna have to just lay it in the grass. Now, I do know that pole has a motor on it, so we're gonna have to find some way to set it down where the dish still points towards the sky. I think that pole's gonna move to like a 90-degree angle. So let's go ahead and power things up. Now the email said it doesn't have to be even in a good position to get the update. And it didn't even say I have to do anything. It just has to be plugged in. All I should have to do here is plug in this power to the antenna and it should work automatically. After I plug it in, I got to figure out what that pole's going to do. Okay, let me move this out here. I have no idea what this motor's going to do with it not being properly in a tripod. Remember, it's not supposed to be sitting on the ground like this. That's a powered pole, and I think it's going to go out 90 degrees. Right now it's in stow mode. Start setup. We may already have a problem. It says your Starlink software is very old and cannot connect to satellites. Well, that's not promising. So it told me I had until the middle of November to perform this update. But now the app is telling me my software is outdated and cannot connect to satellites. Maybe it's going to get this update automatically. So we're just going to leave this here on the ground for like 30 minutes, an hour, however long. I'll come back later in the day and we'll see if it magically got this update like the email said it would. Because right now it's not looking promising. It says your software is very old and cannot connect to satellites, that I have to contact support. So the mailman just come to the house. You gonna go see? He likes the mailman for some reason. Don't know why. So we're just gonna leave this on and see what happens. Let's see how much power it's drawing here. Looks like it's drawing 135 watts inconsistently. 92, 85, 112. Well guys, I got some bad news. It's been a couple hours since I've plugged it in and there has been no change. The router actually says it's unreachable in the app, and I can't even log into it to change settings. I can somewhat control the Starlink dish in the app. I can get it to reboot, but it won't come out of stow mode. Maybe it knows it's sitting on the ground and not in the tripod. It is warm to the touch, so it's actively transmitting. It's just not able to connect to the Starlink network. So I put in a ticket to Starlink tech support. Today is November 8th. So we'll see how long it is till I have a resolution. I'm not sure they'll offer to send me a replacement since I don't really plan on using it. I was just storing it for emergency backup purposes. I wasn't planning on like having a continuous connection just, for emergencies when I need it. But we'll see what happens. I got the message sent to support, so we'll see how long it takes to get a resolution or if I'm just done and there is no resolution. Well, I thought I would give you one last update before we end this episode. I did talk to support and they are going to send me a brand new Starlink kit to replace my broken one. Now, I asked if they could send me a mini, but he said he wasn't allowed. Under the Goodwill, it has to be an equivalent kit. So I'll be getting a new version of the Starlink antenna, one of the more square looking ones. That solves my problem. So hopefully other people will be able to actually update their Starlink kit and won't have a bricked one like I do. This one has been unplugged since probably the end of 2021. And it's been in a closet. So it's just too far behind in firmware for it to be updated. Evidently, they had another... Oh, I hear the ice cream truck. The fat guy in me is wanting to go find it. Evidently, last year there was a firmware update that basically had to be done, but they didn't tell everybody like they did this year with the email I got. So unfortunately, mine's probably been bricked since last year and I didn't know it. So if you have one of these OG circular Starlink dishes, you need to get that thing outside and get it powered up just in case you can save yours. If it's been unplugged too long, it's a goner. It's going to be bricked, but maybe you can save it, unlike me. So hopefully I get the new kit and everything goes well. They did also tell me they're going to send me a new tripod, so I will have the ability to set it up in the lawn again. I didn't tell him that mine was just sitting in the grass. Well, thanks for watching this episode. Hopefully if you have an OG Starlink, you can save it. RIP OG Starlink. They told me just to dispose of it, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to keep the dish for keepsake. That's a thing for the history books right there. That's not e-waste. And I might be a little bit of a hoarder, so of course I'm going to keep it somewhere. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.